Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking. Thank you so much for connecting with us here. Thank you for joining us on this love reading, the Wednesday love reading. We're going to start off with a wisdom of the oracle. I hope you're doing all okay. I have been talking about situations where there can be healing. There are healing properties and vibes coming from above. The healing could take place through our perception, through a conversation, through finding a resolution. But I'm also going to say through also cutting anything that is unhealthy out, and that could be playing out till next week. Okay, so what is the message? What is the message as the moon has passed into a Virgo and has passed over that south node of the moon, which straight after that, that full moon in Leo, which hasn't been an easy full moon. It's been a very emotional full moon and a very humbling sort of an energy relative to the ego. Let's see what the message is. We've got the fates. Yes, it is a very fated time, surely. Thankfully, the card came through in the upright. Can you see it? So yes, and we know that the nodes of the moon, they are very fated. And we know that the south node, that the moon, after that full moon, entering Virgo, and Virgo is all about health, healthy connections, service, mothering, being very much about the details. Virgo is service through action. But Virgo can also be very discerning. Now, the moon having passed over the south node, this is what we need to release. So anything toxic, anything that's run its course, anything that's over with, right? Because the south node is the collective past consciousness, which we need to release. It's the tail of the dragon, the head of the dragon. We're talking about Rahu, which is the head, Ketu, which is the tail. Rahu, the north node, is in Pisces. And, well, we could say we've stepped into eclipse energies now already because we had that full moon in Leo, and in a couple of weeks on the 17th, and this happens to be a number 17, on the 17th of February, we've got a new moon in Aquarius, which is all about truth, detaching, breaking free, breaking out, breaking away, being the maverick, breakthroughs, breakdowns, breaking out from past unhealthy, possibly toxic times, or times of lessons, karmic lessons that needed to be learned. Now, we're taking the traditional tarot. Don't mind this deck, it's a little bit used, but there's a lot of wisdom in it. Let's see what's going on. Do think of your person. We'll be taking the Twin Flame Love Messages by Mystic Moon at the end of the reading. We'll be taking the usual Mystic Moon oracles to look at the psyche, what's going on in the emotions, what we're not conscious of, or your person. These are time cards and the romance angels, and we might be using a little bit of Lenormand for more clarity, but we're also going to use the twin flame. So I'd like to thank you all for your love, your support, for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Special thank you to our patrons, and thank you for sharing your very important time, the time, your time cannot be bought. And time is of great essence and very precious. So let's see what's going on. I do hope that you will receive the clarity. Remember, this is a general reading. And I have put on a special. I've only verbally spoke of it. 20% off a twin flame tarot love reading. 60 minutes, only tarot. 20% off. If you're a Patreon, you get a 30% off. Okay, so do email us at divinedebut11@gmail.com and we'll steer you through the process. Now, follow us on TikTok, astro_cafe. That's who I am on TikTok. I've got the links beneath the video, so do join us there. We do upload. The more people we have, the more we'll be active. Okay, that's how it works. It's an exchange of energies. The same goes for YouTube. Commenting, sharing, subscribing, and liking the video, and hyping it. If you are aware of how to hype the video, that helps a lot as well. Special thank you to Anna, who is very, very helpful with the hyping. A couple of others of you have also mentioned that you hyped our video, so thank you very much. Do comment if you do hype the video. I want to thank you personally. And yes, please, you may comment yes, please, for a personal love message. Give me a few days. I will get back to all of you. What is going on in love? Let's focus on the person. Your person. Are they a twin flame? Are they a karmic? Are they a soulmate? It's very hard to decipher sometimes, especially between the twin flame and the karmic. Let's see what's going on. What is happening in love? Remember, Venus, Mercury, they're connecting well from Aquarius to Chiron in Aries. Chiron in Aries is connecting well to Hygeia in Gemini, which is all about, very important, the communication, the way we perceive things. We can find a resolution. Okay? These are the opportunities. So Venus and Mercury and then the Sun and then Mars will all connect with Chiron in a positive aspect, in a flowing aspect, and then Chiron flows to Hygeia, the asteroid of health. But it's not only physical health, it's emotional, it's relational health. Okay, depending on where Gemini is in your chart. But also, Uranus, my dear friends, has now turned direct. 27 degrees, 27 minutes of Taurus. So Aquarius and Taurus, they connect through a square. We're going to have some challenging, I would say opportune moments to take action, because the square is a Mars energy. Right, so Mercury will connect with Uranus in a square. Expect revelations, expect breakthroughs, expect communication, which may not be easy, may be shocking, may be surprising. Then Venus follows, connecting with Uranus. That will happen in the next few days. And then the Sun. And then lastly, Mars. But that won't be until roughly the 25th of February. We've got an eclipse to look forward to. We've got Saturn, the eclipse, the new moon in Aquarius on the 17th, on the 14th, on Valentine's Day. That's why I'm giving you the opportunity to get a love reading for Valentine's. I can't promise you'll have it for Valentine's. At least Valentine's Day is the day of, recognition where love is concerned, where people do make extra effort, right, for love. And then on, Valentine's Day is when Saturn will also leave Pisces, my dear friends. And we'll be coming up to the Pisces season, as all the planets, the personal planets, right, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars will all ingress into Pisces. And Mercury in the next couple of days is going to start to get blurry, because Mercury is not in a good position. He's in full in Pisces. But we've also got a retrograde of Mercury, which does bring back people from the past and situations, if not just people, old love connections. Remember, Venus is exalted in Pisces, so there are opportunities where whatever we're creating we can make magic. There may be a little bit of confusion and illusion even before the Mercury retrograde, which will end roughly the 25th, 26th. Yeah, but I would say even after the 11th, because Mercury is going to step into his shadow zone, so he's going to return back to the 11th degree of Pisces. Okay, so let's go. Thank you, Spirit. Please advise, give clarity generally on what could be happening in love with the people that are here. Even one message, a personal message for each person through these readings could be helpful. And thank you for supporting. Thank you for recognizing the time, the effort, that goes into these readings. Let's go. 10 of Cups. What is the challenge? 7 of Pentacles. We've got where matters of happiness, family are concerned, emotional happiness, family situations. There are stuck energy. Someone's invested. They don't know if they could keep investing, right? Where bliss, happiness is concerned. But there's also a possibility of a brand new cycle here. And remember, in the astrology, we've got huge cycles coming to an end. We speak about this on Patreon. Do consider joining us there. You do get discounts on personal readings. So we do a lot of astrology analyzing there. So you get to learn astrology as well for a very small price. Let's see what's going on. Where is this coming from? The 2 of Wands. This could speak to choices, physical distance. I'm not going to get too detailed on the cards. I want to see the bigger picture. Recent past, the Star. And the Star to me is many times, I call it the naked truth. Okay, so the Star is Aquarius. It could be the Aquarius season. It could be an internet, connection where you're connecting through social media, the social platforms. Now the Star does speak to a wish fulfillment in the future, possibly a promise for that, but it can also speak to, someone who might want to do things in a different way, a revolutionary way, because, Uranus now direct, he's actually stopped and is very unpredictable indeed. So expect the unexpected. Sometimes, this wish fulfillment feels like you're getting close and then it seems so far away. I don't know about you, but I feel just ahead of us. There are such positive changes, and sometimes we may be believing or losing our belief, losing our ability to trust that everything is in a progression, in a progress. But there are cycles that are closing up. As I said, Saturn is at that 29th degree. Saturn is the Lord of karma and limitations, restrictions, timing, right? Hardships, difficult lessons. So he's all about blockages. Let's see which cycle in your life which cycle in your life are you completing? That would, of course, require a reading, whether it's tarot, whether it's astrology, right? Looking at your chart, or whether it's a deluxe, which includes both astrology and tarot. Our website is beneath in the description box. So the Star is a promise for me. What is crowning? Wow, the twin flames. Gemini comes through, Aquarius. A lot to do with the mind, the perception. We're talking about air. And of course, there may be choices. This is a divine union, a blessed union. But there may also be a battle between, because the 2 of Wands could also speak to someone having a choice, surely. But if you're dealing with someone that holds very strong air in their chart, because we've got strong air already here. They may be having a battle between the heart and between the head, the mind, the perception, the logical versus the heart. That full moon in Leo, I think, would have lit up what the heart really wants. So that could be the promise, let's say, moving forward, up until the eclipse, and anything is to be expected with eclipses, because something is going to be eclipsed out for something else to take its place. The near future, there is Uranus. Oh my God. Like, dear friends, how on point is that? This for me, of course, is Uranus in Taurus, now direct. Maybe someone's overcoming the fear of slaying that dragon, and that dragon could be their worst, their shadow side, their side which brings up fears that could stem from their childhood, from the past. Because the Tower is a card where something hasn't been built on solid ground, therefore it's only a matter of time that it would come down. But it's also an awakening. It could be rude, it could be spiritual, so downloads, aha moments, revelations. Do expect bang, 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 as each personal planet will be squaring with Uranus. Expect big turnarounds. What is in the position of you? You will be justified unless you're going through some separation, some very karmic situation. This is a Libra card, major arcana, of course. Again, we've got all the air signs, so it's got a lot to do with communication and perception. And that is changing, right? That is shifting. And this could also be promising that as the outer planets are moving into fire and air signs, the changes will start to come really quickly. Okay? In your environment, which could include your person. 9 of Wands, they've been through the mill. They've been through a hard time. I don't know if they've blocked you. I don't know if you've blocked them. I don't know if they've been wounded. They've gone through a very tough time, but that's coming to an end. They may have put up a wall. It doesn't have to be a physical wall of being blocked or anything like that. It could be just that it's more emotional, or where their desires are concerned, they've run out of fuel, we can say. Or you're dealing with someone that feels as though they've been building and building. This is how they see it from their side, that they've, put in a lot of energy into this, and that they can't get through. They can't get through to you, or that you're keeping them at a distance. Or if there's a possibility that they're in another connection, it's been very tough for them. But this comes to an end. This comes to a completion. What is going on? I should say, what are your hopes and fears for you? You're hoping that if they were involved with another, that they're still in the picture. You're fearing that there are third parties. You are fearing that they would break your heart. And you're fearing that if there has been trouble between the two of you and there's been a breakup, that you could mend. Now, those of you that did not watch the messenger, our last upload, it does speak to mending relationship, mending the heart. So do check that out. Now, your person, what's on their mind is that you may have broken their heart. They may have broken your heart. If you're in another connection, this could be a triple, 3 people or 4 people situation. Because many times twin flames they're a mirror for each other. They're a reflection of each other. So there is a big possibility that we could be talking about 2 people that have got other relationships, and the twin flames are wanting to come together, but they need to do the work. They need to go through the lessons, the understanding. And I get a lot of anger too coming from your person. I get a lot of anger and frustration. Let's see what the possible outcome is. And we've got a 10 of Wands, beautiful. But this turns into the Ace of Wands, 9 and 10 of Wands. But in the near future, they're still carrying a heavy burden, we can say. But remember that we've got cycles that are coming to a peak and then being released. Restart is happening because these turn, of course, into aces. What's at the foundation? And we've got the Magician. So this is Mercury, this is Gemini, this is Virgo. Mercury as above, so below. Mercury is giving us an opportunity to heal those wounds, to find a resolution. And, you know, a square from Mercury to Uranus, from Aquarius to Taurus. So especially speaking to the fixed signs with late placements, this could be a difficult thing that you may hear, but through action, because it's about using the logic and the higher mind. Maybe someone, whether it's you or your person, maybe there's also a conflict between the logical side, which is Mercury, the left brain, and the right side of our brain, which is Uranus. Remember that Mercury and Uranus? Mercury is the lower octave of Uranus. So Uranus is like a very, very amplified Mercury. But, and, you know, there can be a revolution. There can be a sudden shift, a sudden change, a big flip, you know, a flipping of the energies where someone was just thinking very logically and then Uranus says, no, I'm going to do what comes to me, what Spirit has told me to do. Because Uranus could be revelations, right? And also different ways of doing things, not the normal, traditional Taurus fixed earth where Uranus is transiting and finishing up end of April. What is this new beginning, this possibility for a new beginning? Maybe another chance, because Four of Cups is emotionally unhappy where I am in my personal life, let's say, or there have been missed opportunities. There may be regrets about missed opportunities between you and your person. And we've got a Queen of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag. The divine feminine, quite powerful. Emotionally maybe unhappy. Maybe also just intuitively what's been offered to her was not enough. There is a possibility of that as well. Let's get another set of cards and see. Let's take the twin flame. Now remember, this is a general reading, so we'll take 3 cards and see what comes through. All the cards may not resonate for you, or for some of you, it could resonate in, you know, the 3 cards could be past, present, and future. So we can read the cards in that way as well. But take what messages resonate and leave what doesn't. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take 3 cards turned upside down. You choose 1, 2, or 3. And that could be more personalized. So you've got that chance. Let's take card number 1, number 2, and number 3. You can look at it as a individual message or as a whole message. Okay. So let's take the first card. If you chose 1, working well together, being in tune, building deep trust and harmony. Okay. Harmony that brings balance. We see the Justice card there, which does speak to balance. Remember, this is Taurus. What am I saying? It's Libra, but it's ruled by, of course, Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus now is from Aquarius, working well with Libra, helping Libra, people with Libra placements, as Uranus is going to enter Gemini as well, another air sign. So some of you could also be going through separation or just a very karmic situation. Card number 2, if you chose, journaling, creative release, keeping track of patterns, exploring your feelings. So someone is going through exploration of what they feel. Maybe they're thinking on how to bring harmony into this situation. Some of you may also work together. Maybe you haven't been in tune and you're looking for the harmony to do that, to get to that point. It's a process. And gifts of love. Number 3, token of affection, giving and receiving, embracing what you have. We see the little heart here. So this could be a gift. The gift doesn't have to be a physical gift. It could also be a gift of, well, Valentine's is coming up. Valentine's Day could be a flower. It could be a physical gift like a piece of jewelry, even a kind word, a message, a sweet, loving message. Okay? Let's see what the romance angels have. To me, the token of affection is like the Ace of Pentacles, which is like a token. And giving and receiving. That also brings up a Six of Pentacles for me. Giving and receiving energetically, physically. And embracing the moment. Because there are healing energies, as I said. Possible healing energies coming through for love. As well as, money. I'm going to say siblings, family. Generally physical healing as well. And yes, just now that I remembered, wonderful news, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. Today I spoke with my mother and she seems to have gotten so much better. Even though there's still a little bit of things that are unclear about her psyche. But today I had a beautiful message which really humbled, really softened, and really gave me some hope that she may, if that is God's will, get over what's been going on for her. And that ties in very, very strongly with the healing energies that are happening up in the sky. Do let me know if that's the same case for you. Let's see what's going on in love. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Maybe this is what someone's thinking. Maybe this is a piece of advice for you. There can be an expression of love. That would be, of course, Mercury and Venus traveling together. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. This is our Archangel Michael. And this is, I can tell you, my favorite card in the Romance Angels. So you've been praying, hoping, wishing, and visualizing this connection. And let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from friends. Friends could be playing a major role within this connection. The help could be emotional support. It could be physical support for those of you that, because the fact that we've got let your friends help you speaks to someone needing help, and that's in the future position. So I'm not going to say that everything's going to be as smooth, as we would wish, because we've got eclipses ahead, right? And eclipses are never easy. But the thing is that what we want is the outcome, the positive result, okay? Okay, what's at the bottom? Wedding. This situation involves marriage. So whether it's a forthcoming marriage, because that gift of love could also be a ring. Let's not rule that out. What's beneath the wedding? Children. Your love life, I was going to say love affair, is being affected by children. and there's codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And that codependency could be the taskmaster Saturn in Pisces. So possibly, you know, because Saturn is the taskmaster. He says you need to prove yourself. You need to do the work before you can manifest this relationship in the practical, in the physical. So for some of you, maybe this could be a relationship that has not been created yet in the physical, and it's more in the mind, more in the vibes, in the higher realms, you know. Even, I'm going to say, for those of you that are single and waiting for that special person in your life, you may not have even met them. They could be in your future. As I said, it's a very karmic time, so we need to keep that in mind. Before we take the Mystic Moon Oracles, I want to take another layer. Let's see. Let's put the Magician there. That was the general energy. Why do we have the 10? 10 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. The stuck energies. This may be a 7-year situation. 7 to 10 years. 7 years would be a quarter cycle of Saturn. 10 years would be 10 years. Jupiter does a year in each sign, so that would be a 12-year cycle. I don't know. Doesn't really matter, does it? If it agrees with you, then yeah, because we've got a few 10s here. We've got a couple of 10s, and yeah, I'm getting the 10 very strongly. Let's see. And today is the 4th of February. Maybe the 10th of February is going to be a significant day. Okay, yeah, we've got the Hierophant. So possibly marriage. There's marriage here. There's an agreement. And I'd like to also mention, this is very significant to mention, the asteroid of commitment and marriage, Juno, is going to oppose, from Capricorn, is opposing Jupiter in Cancer. That will be playing out all next week. For some of you, it could be even playing out now. You know, that's an energy of, an opposition could speak to a cut. It could speak to a tug of war, the oppositions. It could speak to like a full moon energy where something is culminating or something will be lit up and seen. So expect that. That could be sudden cuts, because Chiron is also, remember, Chiron is the wounded healer, the wound that someone's been carrying from their childhood, you know, generally in this incarnation, in which they needed to find a resolution for. And that could speak to severing, because we're going to have Mars also that's going to come up and square Uranus at the end, around the 25th of February. It's not here yet. Remember, we're not all on the same timeline. But that could be very cutting as well, because Mars is something, you know, could be a weapon. It's the desire to move forward, to have the courage to go through the notion. It could be an explosive energy, and I'm telling you already now, we've got some wonderful aspects around the 22nd, a very lucky aspect, and on the 25th, 26th, around then, a very dangerous one. So keep that in mind. If you want to know more, do join us on Patreon. We go through all of that and explain it. Why do we have the Hierophant? Because this is marriage. This is my beliefs. This is Taurus. Taurus is fixed earth. Uranus is going to bring the change, because Uranus is like, to me, it's like a lift going up and down suddenly. A lift, broken lift, that goes from the 10th floor to down to the ground floor. Something very sudden could be happening. Change, movement, a decision, because the Chariot is Cancer. Remember, we spoke of Jupiter in Cancer, right? We spoke about that. And that does speak to Jupiter in Cancer is my emotional life, my happiness, right? My personal life. Jupiter is going backwards, retrograding in Cancer. So it does deal with family. It does deal with marriage, with your emotional happiness, physical happiness. Jupiter is retrograding, giving us opportunities to see the truth, to expand our awareness, possibly even to change where we live. Because the Chariot, of course, it's the card of overcoming obstacles, but remember it's also, you need to work with both these energies, the dark and the light. The Charioteer, it's up to them. And they've got the stars above them, which is saying that the Uranus, which rules Aquarius, is very activated now, and we're in the Aquarius season. There could be a breakthrough where even if there's physical distance or a living situation is breaking down, it's breaking away, it's someone's getting downloads, receiving information. There may have been some secrets, some family secrets. Remember, Pluto is also in Aquarius. And there has been an activation. All the planets have passed over Pluto, right? So a lot of revelations, which we see in the near future. This will bring a breakthrough where there have been issues into moving forward, into possible physical distance and travel, or a change of home, a change of a living situation. This can be happening. Why do we have the Two of Wands in the foundation? We've got the Ace of Cups. Choices in love. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. We had the Ten of Cups here and the Ten of Wands there. So we had the Ace and the Ace and the, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. I was thinking a million other things, and that's why I couldn't finish my sentence. Yeah, this is what happens when you're reading the cards and looking at the astrology. So this was the beginning. There was emotional happiness. There was deep desire, sexual pent-up energy. Wanting to connect, wanting to get physical. Let's get physical, right? Maybe the masculine was more on the sexual side. The feminine is usually more on the more emotional side. Or whoever carries more of the yin energy would carry the Ace of Cups. And whoever is on the yang more heavily, weighing on the yang would be, this is very, I desire you deeply and I want to connect with you. Unless we had just a mix of both of those, which something began and is coming into a completion. We see that. We go from the aces to the tens, which turn into aces again. So is it possible that we're talking about not a third party, for instance, for some of you, but also that, let's go again. The lessons have been learnt. That chapter of your life is coming to an end. We've learnt our lessons. We've grown towards each other, not apart, even though we needed that time apart. And now we're on the same level. Let's go again. Let's try again. I love you. That was one of the handwritten love messages. So it just came through. Let's look at the star. Recent past, what's been going on? About a wish fulfillment. There's been either conflict externally or internally. Should I message? No, I shouldn't message. There are competitive energies here, but also someone could be having family feuds, family issues here. And they want to get out, they want to break free, they want to move towards their wish fulfillment, which is something that seems quite hard for them to reach. Because there could be physical distance. You may need to get on a plane. That's what Aquarius is. It's the sky. Get on a plane and go and meet up with your person. A lot of back and forth I'm getting here. Lots of worries, anxiety, sleepless nights. Someone not having been totally truthful maybe in the past, being a little bit sneaky and fearing on how can they come clean? How can they mend? How can they mend this connection? And, you know, this could be conflicting them internally. How do I, you know, break the silence? How do I come clean? How do I tell them the actual truth about what's going on in my life and why I haven't been there, why I've been gaslighting them, why I haven't been communicating, why, all these questions. Let's look at the Lovers. We've got the Death card, Scorpio. Scorpio comes through, and Scorpio is very mystical and very secretive. But this is also a metamorphosis, a change. If there are choices between you and another, then that could be saying that someone is falling away from the equation. Let's put these cards here. It's just not working for me there. So, okay. I was going to take another card, and we've got the Queen of Swords here. Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. The Queen of Swords is a divorcee. She's a woman in separation. Or she's just clearing the air, speaking her truth, looking at things from a very logical standpoint. She wants equality. That's what she demands. Libra is all about equality. Equal giving and receiving. All right? Let's see, because we did see a Queen of Wands before. So Queen of Wands would be someone that was showing their desire, someone that was pressing on the accelerator, being open and saying, you know, I want you. I want this connection. Queen of Swords is, this is what I want. You know, A, B, C, and D. Or the Divine Feminine has taken back her energy and left space for the Divine Masculine to prove themselves. To man up, let's say, you know. Let's see what what is this Tower in the near future? There's the Thief. There's the tact, there's the sneakiness. This is like the Magician. Something is going to be revealed surely here. Maybe around the 7th, in 3 days from now, when this is done, nevertheless. This is someone trying to sneak away before the catastrophe, before the revelations, before the trouble, before the awareness. Or someone is receiving some intelligence from up above and finding a way to deal with the situation. Remember that he holds the 5 swords and the 2 are still on the ground. The 5 of Swords is trouble. I don't want any trouble. But with the swords in the ground, it does remind me of someone being quite decisive, having made up their mind, their choice. Wow. This is going to be around the eclipse. Now, it doesn't mean that the eclipse is going to show up on the 17th. It could happen now. It could happen months after. It could happen next month. Because I was saying earlier that the first eclipse is on the 17th. The second full moon lunar eclipse is on the 3rd of March. And then give it 2 weeks after that. So the next month and a half is very powerful where eclipses are concerned. So there's the new moon, full moon, whatever it is. Let's see, because someone is fearing change. Someone is fearing getting caught where there's been deception. Some of you are finding information through your dreams. A lot of revelations here. A lot of lies being uncovered. And it's got to do with children. It's got to do with a soulmate connection, a past connection. 6 of Cups is trust. Some of you may find that you trusted, you were taken advantage of. Others of you may have, I'm getting because, you know, the moon is about trust. Some of you are not trusting because you're carrying a chip on your shoulder, and the other person does grasp those vibes coming from you. So, you know, the Six of Cups for me is I totally trust you. I'm, you know, giving full on trust that what you're telling me is true. So that's not an easy thing to do, obviously. I would say trust your intuition, because the moon is also very instinctual. That there could be a return, yes. A sneaky, how are you doing? Or I sent a message by accident, or whatever the excuse is. Someone's trying to return here, or to get away with something. Children may also be playing a major role. Remember, beneath the wedding, we had, this involves, well, children. Your life is being affected by children. What is the justice card? I was going to say judgment. We've got the Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. I think I will take a Lenormand on what that means. Physical distance could also have played a major role in both of you feeling left out in the cold. The inability, you know, dating sites, social media. If you're physically at a distance, you don't see what the other person, who they really are from up close. Deception is very easy. Miscommunication and misunderstandings are very, very common. So action needs to be taken to bring this relationship into balance and harmony. And that there is a possibility here of a meeting. We've got the moon again, the moon. And we've got the lily. For me, the lily, it is a very, it's a card of morality. It's also a card of strong sexual desires, but also because the lily is like the mother. It's Chiron in Virgo. It's like Mother Mary for me. And here we've got again the moon, which is mother. I guess what I'm getting here is that some of you are, if you're not older, age-wise, maturity-wise, you may be, the divine feminine may be a little bit more mature and may have mothered this relationship where the other person, the masculine, I would say, was more, maybe not ready to settle down, maybe someone who first entered your life because they wanted to play, muck around, you know, they were sexually attracted to you, but there needed to be maturity, because remember, this is, the lily is Chiron in Virgo, and Virgo is like the mother. It's the material, it's the daily life, it's the acts of service, it's the practical matters, it's the reality. So, and I'm going to say for some of you, if you are dealing with someone that is a little bit more immature, a little bit younger, maybe you do fit the bill where there's a similarity, or your person, you remind your person of their mother, something to do with their mother, so they feel nurtured, they feel a deep connection. This is what I'm getting, because even the moon, even though it's deception, it can speak to a deep hidden connection. And someone here needed to receive their lessons that I'm not in this just for the fun. Remember, we did see the Queen of Wands and we've got a Knight of Wands, but you know, it's like an evolution where this relationship became very deep. Yes, there were mysteries because of the moon, but there was also magic in it. There was also magic in it. Let's take the Nine of Wands, which is the position of your person. Or it's got to do with your environment, nevertheless. Why are they? Why have they been put through such hard times? Why do they feel exhausted? Is it someone who works a lot? Is it someone who's tried? That's their opinion. They've tried a lot, and there have been hold-ups, or there have been fears of them being blocked, being imprisoned in a situation, or they're needing to release something from the past. We've got Pisces here. Pisces is possibly their beliefs, it's possibly their deception, it's possibly that it's a third-party situation, and it's also possible that you're at a physical distance. But they've seen the light. Now, we're not reading reversals. We've got a major arcana, which is very strong, right? And remember, this is like a trap, but someone needs to see things from a different perspective. Your person may also feel as though you've penalized them, and they don't know what to do. They feel cornered. Now, you could flip the reading around relative to who is who. Let's take one more on that Eight of Swords. And yeah, they've gone into their cave. They're the hermit. The hermit is someone that's seeking advice. It's the inner light. It's the wisdom. Or it's the wisdom is coming from others. And from a professional. It could be someone that is helping your person if they're in another relationship. They're releasing. They're going through a karmic purge. Letting go of, the fears, even the fears of their psyche, of releasing the past, moving towards the future. We are moving towards, there's so much Aquarius right now. It is the future. And into the Aquarian age. Pluto is there bringing big metamorphosis to the world and us personally. So, interesting. 8 and 9. Remember, the Hermit is one step before the Wheel of Fate. And we've got Pisces, Virgo here. Very strong signs. I don't know if this is someone you're dealing with, but it's the eclipses also that have been happening and are still continuing in the Virgo Pisces, on the Virgo Pisces axis. Your person may also have been dealing with some depression, or someone that's not well, someone that they are responsible for that's not well. Remember, Pisces could be illusion. It's not only deception, it could be unconditional love, where I'm going to sacrifice for you. You still need me, I'm still here for you, and therefore this is preferences. I should say not preferences, sorry, priorities. Let's look at that Three of Swords. 10 of Pentacles, another 10. So yes, it's got a lot to do with family, a lot to do with finances, a lot to do with one's heritage, the family they grew up in, the name, their reputation in the world, marriage as well. The 10 of Pentacles is marriage. But again, it speaks to the Ace of Pentacles. Remember the token that I spoke of? They may be thinking of offering you the token, which is the Ace of Pentacles, which is, the future. But this involves an ending, first of all. And what is the possible outcome, dear Spirit, with that 10 of Wands? Oh my God. Thank you, Spirit. Here is Jupiter. Here is the wheel. We did say we've got a 9. There is the 10, which turns also into an ace. And what is good old, fated, and abundant Jupiter bringing us? Because Jupiter is the lucky planet of expansion, of growth, of wisdom, of generosity, of optimism, of even justice, possible separation, divorce, or the wheel of fate turns possibly in a good way, in a positive way, and that would be, of course, for many, because Jupiter on the 11th of March is going to turn direct in the sign of Cancer. Let's see what else. And we've got strength. Leo. Someone is going to find the courage. We've got Sun, Jupiter here. Beautiful. Cycles, yes, because obviously Leo is ruled by the Sun. And of course, in the Pisces season, we will have the Sun in a positive aspect to Cancer, as Jupiter will be turning direct. And that will be straight after that lunar eclipse, on the 11th of March. Jupiter turns direct, the greater benefic, which will bring strength, trust, patience is called for, and someone knowing their worth. What's at the bottom? And we've got the King of Wands. We did see earlier, the Queen of Wands. We see also the Knight of Wands. This could be the evolution of the divine masculine, unless some of you are dealing with two different people, one older, more mature, and the other one younger, because we saw King, Queen, and we've got the Knight. Okay, so what's this King sitting on? The Judgment card, which I mentioned earlier. A choice, a moment of resurrection, rebirth, but after an ending, with the World card. Yeah. So we've got Pluto, we've got Kronos here. Spirit is trying to take us to a better place, to overcome the fixation, to possibly connect to someone that's physically at a distance. What is the Magician? We've got the Two of Pentacles. Things are up in the air until there can be clarity. The alignment of the stars giving us the opportunity for that new beginning, for many truths, because we're revisiting another situation. See, there's the 8, Leo, the infinity symbol, right? Returning back to an old situation. And there is the Ace of Pentacles in the hands of the Page of Pentacles, which could be a messenger, a message concerning the future, something to do with children. Let's see what's going on in the emotional. Okay, wow. Okay, someone's seen the light or is seeing the light. We've got the Hermit, similar to the Hermit. What is going on in the psyche? We've got big dreams. To me, this is Virgo, Pisces again, right? And the Pisces card, which is illusion, deception, or even magic, is where the North Node is, the energy of Jupiter. And Jupiter rules Pisces. So someone may be advised of that big dream possibly happening. We've got earth, water. Earth and water is like, it gives us the ability to build. Do pay attention to your dreams. Don't give up on your dream, right? Because it's showing up again. And the Fates, we're going to read that message as well. What's going on with that big dream? There's an ascension. That is beautiful. And we're transitioning to calmer waters. Some of us are also moving, transitioning, whether it's physical or just emotional, moving towards an ascension process. These are the twin flames upping a level. Oh my God, my friends. Oh wow. Yesterday we had the same message. Okay. We've got compromise. We've got the divine masculine is ready to come to the table. They want to return. And Mercury retrograde could bring returns. Surely. Let's read the message first of all. And we've got a number 17 with the Fates there. It was in the upright. The relationship message. Other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort? What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now's the time to accept what you cannot change. See, that speaks a lot to fixated energy, the fixed signs. Even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. So that's a very important realization, it seems like. Okay, let's take some messages from your person. And as I said, you may comment, yes please. It's for your own personal message. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing if you have not subscribed, and even considering joining us on Patreon. And we will end with the timing cards. So let's take some messages from your person, their thoughts, their emotions. Remember, if you've received these particular messages in the past, then this reading is significant for you. Let's go. How could you still love me after all I've done? You are an angel. The grass wasn't greener on the other side. Your beauty still moves me. Seeing you reminds me of the things I know deep down, and that's not always easy to deal with. And that's possibly what the Hermit is doing on the side of your person. So they're seeing you from somewhere. Where are they seeing you from? I just wasn't ready for you. My heart is telling me just do it. I can't seem to find the right words to say to you. And it's easier just to stay away right now. Looks like they may need a little bit of time. But remember that the energies are going to be so powerful. Now, whether they make a move or not, the realizations, those tower moments, they will be having. So that is a certainty. Maybe they need a little bit of time to settle before they decide to return, because there is a return here. Let's take 3 timing cards. Hopefully this, it will be for you what is correct for you. And I suppose you could also choose first, second, or third card, or use the 3 cards as the bigger picture. It's the right time to take action. Number 6. Next couple of years, number 41. Wow. And next fall, well, it's the right time to take action. Now, of course, someone may be taking action now, but it could be that there is a significance within the next couple of years, or even next fall for some of you. Okay, so, well, I guess that's what Spirit wanted to give us now. So let's look at the numbers. That's 11 and 3 is 14. 14 is temperance. So it does speak to a little bit of patience, even with the strength card here. That also is a card of patience. Should we take a peek from under the deck? I think I want to. What about you? Let's go. Oh my God, number 52. Today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Now today could be also when you view this message. That could be a particular message for one of you out there. Oh my goodness. And we've come to the end of the reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for connecting with us. Thank you for your love always, your support, your loyalty, and wishing you all well. We'll be back next week, and I am in preparation with the love readings for Patreon, which will be released after the 20th, but they will not be released on Divine Debut 11. From now on, they will be released on Divine Debut 12. Some of you know that we've got a second channel which we have not done any work on at all, but I will be releasing the individual love readings on Divine Debut 12. I might do a quick love spread on that channel. Maybe go and subscribe, join us there, and expect the individual love readings from the 20th of the month onwards, my dear friends. Okay, and I'd like to hear your opinion also about the Twin Flame deck. If you like the cards that we used today, I'd like to hear your opinion on the spread generally. Okay, so it'll help us do things in a better way, hopefully. Now, also do not forget the 20% off special. You need to get the discounted link from us. Do email us, divinedebut11@gmail.com. If you're a patron, you get 30% off. Okay, so the monthly astrology is up on Patreon. And we speak a lot about the forthcoming eclipse as well. We'll be doing the eclipse analysis in the next few days, and of course the full moon in Leo, which I think we're just coming off of those energies, but until the new moon, there's still maybe issues relative to that full moon. Okay? All right. Love and light. Thank you so much, my friends.